this meeting of the Hollis School Board on May 7th, 2025. Our member, Rafi Zach, will be a few minutes late, so we'll just mark when he arrives, but the rest of the board is here and present, so we're going to get underway here at 6:04. First thing on the agenda, we've got agenda adjustments, nominations, resignations, and correspondence.
Okay, so I do believe we have hello, Rafi. A couple of agenda adjustment requests, one of which was to amend the agenda to include as the first item under deliberations, board action regarding the general assurances. So the general assurances were under discussion, but we also need to make it a deliberative item.
Okay.
And then
Do you want that? Do you need that to be in a certain position in deliberation? Do you care?
No, it doesn't matter. And then we also need an agenda adjustment to include to see what action the board will take regarding the superintendent's recommendation for administrator compensation. So I apologize for the oversight of those two items.
That's fine. I have the general insurances grant line in our outline. Is it just not on the agenda?
Yep, so on the outline, she included it as an adjustment because it didn't.
Thank you.
Our recording secretary is very good and catches all of our errors.
She does. Yeah. I'm fine with that. Everybody feels fine with that. Do we need to take a vote on that? I'm sorry.
Agenda adjustments don't need a vote, but they can have a vote.
Anybody have any feedback?
No.
All right, so the general assurances, and then here was the superintendent's rec on
Administrator
compensation.
compensation, yeah.
Is there a discussion point on that too? The superintendent recommendation, or is that something that's happening in non-public?
Correct.
Thank you. All right, consider those adjusted.
Okay, I have some nominations, resignations.
Yep.
All right, so I'm recommending that we hire Colleen Costa for the position of grade 5 teacher at Hughes. She comes to us with a bachelor's in elementary education from Southern New Hampshire University. We'd be placing her at bachelor's, step 10, with a salary of $64,640.
Can you repeat that salary?
$64,640.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll accept a motion to accept the nomination of Colleen Costa as grade 5 teacher at Hughes at a level of bachelor, step 10, at $64,640.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you.
Gina, can I ask about the interview process? How many, do we do 3 interviews? Like what are the stages of interviewing?
Certainly. So we put together a committee and we review the applicants and decide who we're going to bring in for an interview. The interview committee can consist of anyone from the grade level team if it's a grade level position, typically the Abby Diaz, the curriculum administrator, and then the building principal as well. So they do initial interviews and then they send forward finalists to my office if they are classroom teachers. If they are case managers or the nurse, they would go to Lauren's office for what we call the superintendent interview. And then from there, a selection is made and a position is offered.
Gotcha. And how many, do you know how many people apply for this position?
So for our elementaries, we typically post like grade 4 to 6
Yep.
openings or grade K to 3 openings. Because what we also do is when a position becomes available, we let our staff know that there's an opening in grade 2. And so maybe, a first grade teacher wants to loop, like Ms. McMullen will be looping next year and going to grade 2. So that opened up an opening in grade 1. And so we allow our teachers to kind of put forward their interests, let us know, and if it's a good match, then we move that. So we don't hold up collecting of resumes. So we just open it up based on that. So for our primary grades K to 3, I would say we probably had upwards of 40 or some odd applicants. For grades 4 to 6, probably in the 30s.
Okay. And how many positions did we have open? You can ballpark it too, that's fine.
I can't remember, to be honest, I can't remember if I brought any forward at our last meeting.
I don't think so.
Okay. So I have 4 hires
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
So,
Is that back to pre-COVID hiring, like applicant numbers of getting about 30 for
yes, for our classroom teachers, absolutely. We're not so much there for our case managers, reading specialists, positions like that.
yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
Was this position net new or backfill?
So we,
I thought that was a straightforward question. I'm sorry.
nothing is,
It is pretty straightforward, but teachers don't always stay at their same grade, so
Right.
there's shifting.
so that,
Sure,
lots of
but if there was a shift, this position, the 4 to 6 range, was triggered by a shift, basically, if it's that.
Yes,
Okay.
and so if you recall, we had a resignation from our computer teacher at Hughes. And so one of our grade 5 teachers, Jared McMullen, applied and will be becoming the computer teacher for next year, which opened up
Sorry,
a
I'm
grade 5
like,
position. Which opened up a grade 5 position. So that's where we have Colleen Costa.
Okay.
Very cool. All right, did you have more?
Well, I think we need a vote. But I
Okay,
have more.
but I'm just making sure that, okay.
I do have more to tell you about.
All right, so all those in favor of accepting the superintendent's nomination of Colleen Costa as a grade 5 teacher at Hughes, bachelor's, step 10, $64,640. All opposed? We're good.
Okay.
Welcome, Ms. Costa.
Yes, welcome, Ms. Costa. And I misspoke. So there was lots of shifts. This Colleen came about due to a resignation I'll read about shortly. But I would like to recommend Elise Baisley for the position of grade 4 teacher at Hollis Upper Elementary. She comes to us with a bachelor's in child development from Colby Sawyer College in 2024. We'd like to hire at bachelor's step 1 with a salary of $50,416.
What was the name again?
Elise Baisley.
Baisley.
I'll take a motion to accept the nomination of Elise Baisley as grade 4 teacher at Hughes at bachelor's step 1 for a salary of $50,416.
Motion.
Second? Discussion.
So I take it that Ms. Baisley is a first-year teacher,
Correct.
and so for everyone at home, the mentor program is still in effect. then
We have
for
a
our new
mentor program
teachers?
for all of our new hires, regardless of how many years experience they have. We cater the program.
New to the district.
Yeah, we cater the program to the needs of the individual. But yes, they are given a one-on-one mentor. They are given a building coach. We have an instructional coach. They have levels at the supports at the SAU level. That's actually one of the features that some of our new hires are asking about. So they're really shopping around, and they seem pleased with what we have to offer them in terms of support.
Great, so anybody seeing, this is a grade 4 you said, right?
Correct.
We have children going into grade 4, they know that that teacher is going to be supported. Yeah, great, thank you.
All right, all those in favor of accepting the nomination of Elise, please raise your hands.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Elise.
Okay.
Do we have any more nominations?
We do.
Can I
Anybody-
actually ask one more question really quickly about the interview process?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So you
Sounds
have,
like you are nominating yourself to be part of the interview committee.
Ooh, I see it happening.
so in the initial, there's the initial batch of applications that come in, and there's a sorting through of like who do we even want to bring in for an interview, and then it's great for teacher positions. It's other maybe appropriate grade level teachers, the principal, Abby Diaz. And then when they send for the superintendent's interview, do you do multiple interviews, Gina, or are you just interviewing one candidate?
No, they bring multiple candidates to be finalists.
Okay, so there are multiple finalists that you see. And then who makes the final decision? Do you? Does the principal? Is it a team decision?
It's a team decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Please continue with your nominations.
Yes, I'd like to nominate Nicole Jones for the position of grade 2 teacher at Hollis Primary School. She comes to us with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in illustration from New England College. I'd like to place her at bachelor's step 9 with a salary of $62,880.
Excellent. I'll accept a motion to accept the nomination of Nicole Jones as a grade 2 teacher at HPS, bachelor's step 9 at a salary of $62,880.
So moved.
Second? Discussion?
So,
Is this
We have
specific to her? I'm sorry.
I can't ask a clarifying question about second grade.
I mean, I guess, sure. Yes.
Yeah, so Miss McMullen is moving up to second grade. I know we had Mr. Ashley
Correct.
retiring. Are we having 6
Yes.
classes? So that's where we need the extra second grade
Correct.
teacher. Okay, is that okay, Carol?
That was
Jeez, I
acceptable.
felt like a mother being like, just was like, but before you ask that question, young lady. Goodness gracious.
This board's getting heated.
Thank you for that clarification.
Sorry.
I was just hopeful that I was able to answer your question because we've interviewed so many people in the last month that
I'm sure you have. And that's honestly
just
why
know
I
people are
feel,
around.
and I hope anybody listening feels confidence in the choices that have been made, because obviously there was a great hiring pool. I know Mrs. Bickey was very excited about it. Just in my personal conversations with her, she felt like she wished she could hire more. She was that pleased with the
she
pool.
asked.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of, you think where we were a few years ago when the first grade teachers took on more kids because they weren't pleased with the pool. Like, it's a long way that we've come. So I feel very confidently about the choices that are being made because I know that there's a great pool to draw from. And I trust the process. So, no, I have no questions about Nicole. I'm sure she has been properly vetted to teach our second graders.
OMG. I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
It was more of like, oh my gosh,
Just
was I
keep my
supposed to try to
hands
keep
under
everybody?
here.
No, stop yourself. Stop yourself. This recording's going down in the books. All right, all those in favor of accepting the nomination of Nicole Jones as grade 2 teacher at HPS, please raise your hands.
Thank
500. Welcome, Nicole. We have all the faith in the world in you. Please ignore what I said.
Okay, for the final recommendation, I'd like to recommend Connor Howard for the position of self-contained K-3 teacher at Hollis Primary. He comes to us with a bachelor's in communication from the College of St. Rose and a master's in education and moderate disabilities from American International College. We would place him at master's plus 15, step 5, with the salary of $63,431.
Can you refresh my memory of because master's plus 15, step 5, you
Yep.
said?
So he has a master's degree, and then he
Yep.
has 15 credits beyond his master's,
Okay.
and those are graduate level credits.
Mm-hmm.
And then step 5 means he comes to us with 4 years experience, so we're putting him on.
Yeah, I remember the step. It was just the rest of it that was
Yeah.
a little. And then this falls into the specialist category. We're just making sure I heard the title correctly.
Special educator.
I need to do the motion first.
Oh, sorry. Come on, Karen. Let's go.
I'll accept a motion to accept the nomination of Connor Howard as a self-contained teacher for K-3 at HPS at a master's plus 15 step 5 level and a salary of $63,431.
I'll motion.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Got it. Discussion.
It might have been important to approve in the motion. I mean, you don't know.
I know, we're good.
Yeah.
It's like we've never done this
Has-
before. It just happened all.
I haven't done this before. Sorry.
It's okay. Has Mr. Connor worked specifically in a multi-grade level contained room before, or has Mr.
Yes,
Connor?
yes.
Has he? That's great.
Mr. Howard. His first name's
Oh,
Connor.
Mr. Howard.
Yes.
Really?
But in K-3, sometimes we say Mr. Connor.
I love
Girl
it.
Scouts call me Miss Amy.
I'm called Miss Carol all the time. So all right. All those in favor of accepting Mr. Howard? Excellent. 500. Welcome, Mr. Connor.
Okay, I have some resignations.
Some? Okay.
2.
Okay.
Sorry.
A couple.
A couple. Dear Candy, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to formally notify you that after careful consideration, I've made my decision not to renew my contract for the upcoming academic year. I've greatly enjoyed my time at Hughes and have deeply value the experiences I've had while working with both my colleagues and students. This decision was not made lightly, but after thoughtful reflection, I feel it is time for me to explore new professional opportunities. I am truly grateful for the support and the opportunities for growth that I've had during my time here. I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to you and the entire team for the collaborative and supportive environment at Hughes. It has been a pleasure to be part of the community, and I am proud of the work we've accomplished together. Thank you once again for the opportunity to contribute to the success of the students and the school. I wish you, the staff, and the students all the best. Sincerely, Olivia Mengold, grade 5 teacher.
Okay.
Thank you to Olivia for such a gracious letter.
I'll take a motion to accept the resignation of 5th grade Hughes teacher Olivia Mengold with an effective date of end of the year? End of the year. 30 June.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
How long has Ms. Mengold taught with us?
1 year.
Who did she address the letter to?
Candy Fowler.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay. All those in favor of accepting her resignation? Best of luck, Olivia.
Okay. We have, Dear Candy, I'm writing to formally resign from my position as reading specialist at Hollis Upper Elementary School effective the end of the 24-25 school year. This decision was not made lightly, as my time at Hollis Upper Elementary has been both professionally fulfilling and personally meaningful. I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to work with such dedicated educators, supportive leadership, and most importantly, our wonderful students. Watching their growth as readers and learners has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my career. Thank you again for the opportunity to be part of the Hollis Upper Elementary School community. I will carry the lessons and relationships from this role with me into the next chapter of my journey. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to assist in this transition. With sincere appreciation, Margot Wood.
I'll accept a motion to accept the resignation of Margot Wood, Hughes reading specialist, with an effective date of 30 June. Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I actually had the same question of how long has Miss Wood been with us?
Many years.
was it a long
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Couldn't count. Okay.
A long time.
Yeah.
A long time. Yeah.
Are we getting applicants for reading specialists?
We have applicants. The challenge is that it's a part-time position.
Hmm.
Any other discussion?
Thank you, Ms. Woods. It sounds like, she contributed really meaningfully to our staff and to our students.
All right, all in favor of accepting the resignation of Margot Wood, Hughes reading specialist, effective June 30th, 2025. Best of luck, Margot. Any more?
Yeah.
No.
Gosh.
I'm running out of remote view there. No, in all seriousness, do we have anything else?
No, I just want to identify, it's in the outline, it's not clearly articulated in the agenda. We have two non-publics. One is under A and one is under C. So we'll make a motion to go into non-public under 91A 32A. And then we'll have a second non-public in the non-public room under C.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for clarifying that. We are going to do our approval of minutes for the April meeting first, and then we will move into that.
You want to follow the agenda? Fine.
It's fine. Everything else is on fire today. It's fine. All right, so I will take a motion to accept the Hollis School Board organizational meeting minutes from April 2nd, 2025 with the following amendments. Page 3, line 34, correct the spelling of April. Page 7, line 25, correct the spelling of the.
I move we accept the minutes as amended.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of accepting the minutes? 500. Excellent. Okay, at this time,
Do you want to do the non-public minutes as well?
oh yeah, look at that. Hey, how about I follow the agenda? I'll also accept a motion to accept as presented the Hollis School Board non-public meeting minutes from April 2nd, 2025.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion on that one? All right, all those in favor? 5-0-0. All right, and now we are going to need to move into a non-public. So I will take a motion that the board by roll call go into non-public session pursuant to RSA 91-A:3, Section 2A, the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee.
So moved.
Second?
Yes.
All right, so this is a viva voce, so we need to do it by voice. So Jonathan, we'll start with you and move around.
Aye.
And I.
Jess, aye.
Carol Roy, aye.
Raphael, aye.
Excellent. We're going into non-public at 6:25 p.m. We will be back to conduct further parts of the meeting upon our return. Thank you. No,
no,
you're fine.
we-
We have to.
I would have to leave too. No, you're good.
So are we coming back here to make the motion to go into C, or we're making the motion?
We're making the motion out there.
Out there, okay.
And it'll be recorded in the minutes. Thanks.
And we're back from non-public. Thanks for your patience, everybody. We're going to be moving into our next item on the agenda, which is the principal's report.
Yes. Okay, so some exciting things happening. Tomorrow we start SAS testing at Hughes. Everyone's very excited about that. Don't forget that we have information night for third grade parents up at Hughes on May 14th. And for everybody, May 15th is an early release, which is a shift. For anyone who is looking for some solid entertainment, the all-school district band concert is held at Hollis High School coming up, and the date is not there, but it is phenomenal just to see
All ages.
Yeah, starting
All
with
three.
Hughes, going to the middle school and the high school, and then the jazz band. It's phenomenal.
Do we know the date for that?
I do not know the date,
Okay.
so I apologize, but
That's okay.
that is coming up somewhere in between May 15th and May 22nd.
And it's not the 15th or the 22nd because there's two concerts at the school.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, no,
And then a very exciting celebration of learning taking place up here at Hughes on June 3rd. Buildings and grounds, some excitement up here at Hughes this week with some septic tank work that came to us. And so thank you so much to all of our students and teachers on our first floor who were so gracious and willing to move their classrooms to a new spot for the day, and for some of our teachers willing to work on a cart while we shut down the bathrooms on the first floor and relocated some of our classrooms. They were only relocated for one day, but it's definitely a disruption, and everyone handled that gracefully, so I appreciate that. It turns out that the septic pump failed. Is an electrical issue, and so anywhere between now and Friday they're going to come in and dig a new trench and fix the electrical to that pump and or replace the pump entirely. But thank you so much to our facilities director Lance, who was here I think 36 hours straight working, sending me updates all throughout the night of what the bathroom looked like. And we were checking on toilets and all the floors and what would happen if they were flushing and whether or not we could hold school. So thank you to Lance for allowing us to hold school and to hold down the fort, because that was huge.
I do appreciate the beginning of your description was some plumbing work that came to us.
Came to us through the floors.
It just bubbled
Anyway,
up.
so that was unexpected yet always exciting. And then, so just some really exciting news. The PTA was able to raise $25,000 through a fundraiser here, and that money is earmarked for interactive smart panels to outfit the classrooms at HPS and Hughes beyond what was budgeted. So that's very exciting. We're very thankful to the PTA and all of those who contributed.
Will that move the schedule up for outfitting?
I believe it completes the outfitting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to all the families and kids who participated in that, because it was a PTA-led, but
We all benefited, yeah.
we all benefited. And Paula looked great sitting on the roof of HBS. Did Candy get taped to a wall or anything?
I
yet?
didn't see that, but I was on a Zoom with Paula while she was on the roof, so that was that was fun. And I want to thank I believe it's the Red Cross Club from the high school who came down to Hughes to put on the grade 4 safety fair. So that's always exciting when our older students come down and do some work with our younger students. And then finally, Spirit Week and the specialist team did a phenomenal job. You can see they rolled out the red carpet in front of Hughes and made every child feel really special. So they continue to just do wonderful work here, and we're grateful for that. Looking at our enrollment, it's been fairly stable. We are down one student in grade 4, but other than that, we've had no shifts in enrollment. So that's nice to see. And that's it.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, so at long last, we are opening public input at 8:09. We will leave it open probably for the majority of our meeting. If anybody does come back, wants to speak with us, you're more than are welcome to do so. And now moving forward, we're going to get into our discussion portion, revenue and expense update to start, please.
It's me.
Thank you for being so patient to deliver your
No
report
problem.
today.
everything.
Okay, so as you look at the revenue expense report from April 24th, you'll see that we are in better shape from some of the previous months we've had. And although the bottom line shows a projected fund balance of a negative $284,000, we show in the yellow shaded area how we can propose a solution that actually brings the projected fund balance down to zero by using our current $284,000 to fund the two trusts that were approved, and then the remaining balance would be $169,486 of that $284,000 retained fund balance. That could either go back to the taxpayers, or you guys could roll to and approve it to be the new retained fund balance. So that's where we stand right now. I do think it will even get a little better within the next 2 months before we have the close of year.
Excellent.
Except for unforeseen circumstances like Hughes, which I didn't even know about. So,
It's like, I'm just gonna pull that out. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions or comments for the revenue and expense?
Yeah, I had a question on the grant side. I noticed that was a big jump from the previous report, and I was curious.
so well, when the grants come in, the grants actually aren't part of this final report, even though we have to include it all for our budgeting purposes. The grants that we receive, we actually have to back out of our expenses. So you'll see on the
okay,
expense side, the transfers, the negative
yes.
237,000, we have to back out.
That
what
was
we
my next
receive.
question.
We have
Thank
to back
you.
it out, yeah. Because it's not tax-paying money. So we're really trying to report in the end the Fund 10 tax-paying money and where we stand at the end of the year, whether you guys are getting some back or not.
Thanks.
So,
Awesome. Any other questions on this one? Great, thank you so much. Seriously, we appreciate you waiting for this.
no problem.
Our next one is next discussion point is general assurances.
Okay, so every year, we ask the boards to authorize the board chair to sign off on the general assurances along with the superintendent. And basically it is, these are for the receipt of all federal funds. So this includes food service money, IDEA, special ed funding. It includes Title II funding and any other kind of federal grants that we might be eligible for. It's assuring that I will follow the law, essentially. Every year there's some slight changes and updates. This year it's the specific call out that we will follow Title VI and not discriminate, and we will not discriminate. And superintendent has already signed off on a separate assurance that was new this year, where the federal government required the state commissioner to then push down to the superintendent's individual sign off on Title VI, ensuring that we are complying with not discriminating against anybody. And so he's already submitted that for our district. So the general assurances are annual, and if they are not signed, we are not eligible to receive any federal funds. If they are signed, we are. Like I said, the shift this year was just including specifically Title VI mention. It's a long document.
Why is Title VI called out versus in previous years? Was it not in there?
I don't believe it was specifically called out. This year there's a lot of conversation about ensuring that we're not discriminating. The specific document that Superintendent Corey signed on behalf of all of our districts also had some potentially inflammatory language around whether or not we were participating in illegal DEI activities. But what the sign-off was agreeing to follow Title VI. So illegal DEI activities is very gray and not defined, and certainly not defined the same way by anyone. So we are affirming that we do not discriminate against anyone, and that's what we do here, and that's what we're agreeing to.
Yeah, the EO got included in the document. Executive Order 14151 for reference.
Page 4
Yeah.
of the PDF.
So,
Okay.
they have posted a list of all the districts that are in compliance and out of compliance with the signing of Title VI. If you want to look at the Department of Education website.
Is that the New Hampshire Department of Education has
Yes.
done that? Have they ever done that before?
No.
Has there been a new, is there, this is not, I guess, is there a new head of the Department of Education yet, now that we have a new governor? Or-
No, so he is finishing up his term on June 30th, and they have not appointed him.
Okay.
I think she's getting vacations. She's going to take them.
Lots of speculation, but find out.
Cool. So what are we're gonna deliberate on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, our next discussion point, thank you. Any
Yes.
other questions for her on this? We'll get to it in deliberations too. Okay. Next discussion point is enrollment committee update. Pass to you, Anne.
All right, so the enrollment committee met on April 16th as scheduled. Our community representative is still needed. So if you remember, there was a vacant position. And we are still looking for someone from the town, ideally somebody who does not have children at the school, would love to join our committee and have their input. Some requests for proposals were put out for an architecture firm to do the pre-bond consulting and design that was approved by the town in warrant Article 6. And we got 4 bids from local architecture firms, and those proposals are available on the enrollment committee website that anybody can look at now in the draft minutes from the April 16th meeting. And they were Lavallee Brensinger, Windy Hill Associates, Harriman, and Banwell Architects. Everybody looked at those proposals, and a subcommittee was formed that was comprised of myself, Ms. Berksog, Mr. Corey, Mrs. Bickey, Ms. Sayer, and Lance Finnemore, the facilities director. And we interviewed all 4 of these firms for 30 minutes over Zoom before April vacation, and we discussed the merits of each, and we came up with a recommendation to the board of who we think we should go with, and there'll be more on that later, I'm sure. Also important to the enrollment committee, we've continued communicating with our town planner. He put together a school-age children analysis and report for us of the trends that our town has been seeing as far as average numbers of children who end up attending our schools when new construction is put into place. This was a helpful document. Doesn't give us perfect information, but gave us some ideas on how to plan. So that's also available to the town on our enrollment committee webpage. We continue to analyze the concerns of our town, and we'll be putting together an FAQ page for everyone. And while we are looking at architecture firms, we are still listening to the town's concern of exploring a possible rearrangement of the grades in the 2 buildings, a possible move of 3rd grade to Hughes. So Mrs. Bickey and I met on April 14th. We discussed possible physical layouts and what a move could look like at HPS. There are notes about that in our minutes from the enrollment committee meeting, but we also need to understand what potential impacts that could make at Hughes. So I am set to meet with Ms. Fowler on Friday, actually, to talk about how that would impact Hughes. We came to the conclusion that over 10 years would give an additional 185 students and potentially 820 staff if we were to make that change. So Jonathan, for example, made the point, geez, can our septic handle that? And gosh, how that was asked, and Lance is going to be coming back to some information, which I'm sure he has perfectly by now. I'm sure he knows everything about the septic. But Miss Fowler and I are going to do just what Mrs. Bickey and I did. We're going to go through physically what that would look like in the building if that change was, and then also curricularly how that would impact students, so we can give a thorough answer to the town on the FAQ page of what that would look like if we were to make that change. So we are moving along, exploring options and trying to be, responsible to our school and to our town.
And can I ask a couple questions?
You sure can.
If we moved third grade up to Hughes, I would also imagine that would affect the extracurricular specials that third graders have, because the specials are different between HBS and Hughes.
Probably would. I haven't had the conversation with Ms. Fowler yet.
Yeah.
That is to come, but that is among the things that will be discussed. And it could affect what specials are even offered in general, because rooms that specialists occupy now would probably have to be occupied by students in classrooms, grade level classrooms. So we're going to do just like Ms. says, Vicki and I, we're going to look at the map and we're going to write it out. And, so we can answer all those questions when the time is.
Thank you for doing that. It's a lot of work. And then I was wondering if you could just kind of call out some of the highlights from your conversation with the town planner, and the update that you got from them.
Well, it wasn't really an update. He put together a document for us, and I think I have it with me tonight. Basically, he looked at the units, that have been coming into town, and he compared it with some enrollment data that Mrs. Vicky shared with him, and just kind of looked at, okay, well, with these new builds, and with people moving into town, how many of these people actually have kids that impact our schools? Let me see, do I have a hard copy? No, but it is hyperlinked into our minutes, so you can see that. It basically came down to the average over, the past few developments has been 0.76 students per home.
0.76 per home.
0.76 per home.
Okay.
Because there are some, like, I think it was the Keys Hill development that really didn't produce many kids at all that came into our school. But then there are others that do. So then, he also talked with us. He also put on there, which sites are coming up. For example, there's a Tidy Brook site coming up that's 40 units, but it's age restricted. So it's going to be 55 plus.
Not all units, by the way. The age-restricted ones still have to, the percentage of them have to be open to non-55s, I believe, right? Isn't that the?
I'm just quoting him. He
I know,
put that
I'm just
on
letting
there.
you know.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
they're dealing with a similar thing in Brooklyn.
Okay. That just came from him from his
Gotcha.
report. So, and he reiterated on this report that he put together for us that doesn't mean that every development that goes up 0.76 kids per home are going to come to us. But it's just to give us a general idea, of as we see things being built. He also noted that the one coming up on Proctor Hill is at least 4 years out, because there's a lot of permitting that still has to happen, planning, etc. But this is a document that, look, it gives us some guidance, it gives us some idea, but the final conclusion is always we don't know, because it's a crapshoot every time there is this exchange. He also looked, if anyone from home wants to look at the report, he also looked at some older developments. He looked at the Long Hill development. And there was one other one, I can't remember the other, where he was looking at as people moved out of those and others came in, what did that look like as far as children coming into our schools. And one of the other takeaways that we had was looking at all of this data, what Andy has been saying for multiple years now, that I've heard him say at many meetings, about that more kids are coming in at this level than in the past. That did prove to be true. He broke down by age groups and which schools, and so it seemed like most were coming either to us or to the high school of DNF.
And there are houses coming in the market in town every day. There have been no
Yes.
fewer than 10 in the last 3 weeks in Hollis. So I anticipate more children joining us.
The good news is the talks about changing land restrictions, like for example our 2-acre minimum, that might be coming from the state, may not affect us because we do not have public water. Because we have well and we have septic, chances are our town will be insulated from that. However, if for some reason somebody figures out how to change that and put us all on public water, that would change things, but that would be many years out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
It's a lot of work, Jen. So thank you for doing
So
it.
a lot of people contributing.
Nice. All right. Now we're moving into our deliberations. We had an agenda adjustment a few hours ago on adding a deliberative item for what action to see what action the board will take regarding the superintendent's recommendation on administrator compensation. So I will accept a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation on administrator compensation.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Discussion.
I think we are coming back so late from non-public because we had a very thorough discussion about it, and I appreciated the thoroughness of the discussion. And that they're not conversations that we take lightly. We really are talking through all of the details as a board, and Gina and Lauren, and yeah.
And we appreciate the thoroughness with which the administration answered our questions and the patience, because as anybody paying attention to the time notices, we were gone a long time.
They stopped watching 2 hours ago. I'm kidding. They are. Any other discussion for public consumption right now? Okay. I'll take a vote. All those in favor of accepting the superintendent's recommendation? 5-0. Thank you. Thanks for the work. All right, our next item is deliberate to see what the board wants to do about the general assurances. So I'll accept a motion to authorize the board chair to represent the school board and acknowledge that the superintendent has consulted with all members of the school board in furtherance of the school board's obligations, including those enumerated in RSA 189:1-A, and pursuant to the school board's oversight of federal funds the district will be receiving. End of the general assurances, requirements, and definitions for participation in said federal programs.
So moved.
Second,
Second?
discussion.
So, do we receive any federal funds at the moment?
Yes.
Okay. It's not necessarily a guaranteed yes.
No,
so
no,
like,
IDEA, Title II, school lunch.
Okay. So, if we were not to accept the general assurances, then we would lose that funding, correct? Correct. Okay.
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor of authorizing me to do those things? 5-0. Sorry, scrolling back up to my agenda. And our last item before the non-debatable motion is to see what action the board will take regarding the committee appointments proposed by the chair. That's me, and I've contacted each of you. What?
Also the enrollment committee.
Oh, the enrollment committee. Sorry, just kidding. We have one more. It's fine. It's fine. I saw the word committee and I lost my mind. So we will, just kidding. We're not debating yet. So I spoke with the team, and obviously we have returning members, and we have our new member Jonathan, and being able to kind of take into account strengths, items in progress, things that we enjoy, and also time available. If your job doesn't allow you to have a daytime meeting, for instance. So the committee assignments that I would like to present to you are as follows. The Hollis School District Policy Committee will be Jessica Lehens, will continue to be Jessica. The Hollis Budget Committee will continue to be Rafi Zach with an alternate of Anne Pasquale. The Enrollment Committee will be Anne with Rafi as the alternate. That's done by design because of everything that's going on with HPS. The SAU 41 Wellness Committee, Rafi, I've kept you on that as well. I don't know that anything's going to come of it, but you can monitor that. The Superintendent Performance Evaluation Committee, Hollis School District Rep, will be Jonathan, our new member, who is also the manifest signer as well, as determined at the last meeting. The SAU 41 Governing Board Policy Committee will be Jessica, and the SAU 41 Governing Board Budget Subcommittee will be myself with a shadow of Jonathan. Any questions? Oh, I gotta do a motion, don't I? I'll take a motion to approve the appointments by the chair as stated.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
discussion?
Thank you for evenly distributing these committees.
You're welcome. Thank you for being so eager to serve and to continue the work, because a lot of what you guys are assigned to were things that you were already doing, and I think it's nice to have some of that consistency. And then we can invite others into those things as we go.
One question, since there's the capital expenditure one as well, but it's
Oh, yeah.
still going down the line, it seems like, as I think it needs to be through the select board. So I think that's in line, so will we just do that assignment when it comes to
Correct.
that?
When that is actually finalized, we'll do that assignment. I
If.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Sure.
I believe on the SAU 41 website with members, things that we've kind of already talked about for that are present as listed as duties. So I don't know if we want to remove those for now, or we can keep them if the thing comes to fruition. Kind of already know from our discussions. But thank you for calling that out. Yep, I did not obviously assign anybody because it doesn't exist yet.
Mhm.
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor? Great, thanks all. And our final vote before we go is to see what action the board will take regarding the enrollment committee's recommendation. I'll take a motion to support the recommendation of the enrollment committee and award the contract to
Banwell Architects.
Banwell Architects in an amount not to exceed.
Ooh, here we go. Hold up. $52,491.
All right, I will reread this. I will accept a motion to support the recommendation of the enrollment committee and award the contract to Banwell Architects in an amount not to exceed $52,491. Funding source is the general operating budget.
So moved.
Second,
Second?
discussion.
It's great that it's coming in almost 30 grand under budget.
Yeah, so originally, so for anyone listening at home, the warrant article budgeted for $85,000 for the pre-bond architectural consulting. That was given by the consultant that we had been working with to date as an estimate. And this bid that was given to us by Banwell was not our lowest bid, but it was our second lowest bid. And so we are saving that money. And I think it is noteworthy that while all of these firms are very professional and very qualified, and we would be lucky to have any of them working on this project, quite frankly, we were all in agreement of that. The team did all unanimously feel that Banwell, given our standing relationship with them, their reputation and their consistency in coming within budget, often under budget on their projects, the way that they work with the team, it's definitely, we feel good about Banwell. There is the letter that we wrote to the Hollis School Board explaining our decision, and who was on this subcommittee and was a part of this interview will be in the enrollment committee minutes for our May 21st meeting, and they will also be in the minutes for this meeting. If anybody in the public would like to see that, and also hyperlinked into that letter are the proposals of each of these architecture firms and the request for proposals that went out to them and to the public at large. So anybody who has questions about that and that process, that all is transparent and available to them.
Thank you. Awesome. Any other questions, comments for Ann? All right, all those in favor? Great. Thank you, Banwell. We look forward to engaging you. And now it is time for our non-debatable motion.
I'd love to adjourn.
That was the quietest adjournment.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
Second?
Normally not quiet.
All those in favor?
Just point of clarity,
Yeah.
do you have to end public input first?
Oh, I guess I technically do. I'm declaring public input closed at 8:34. Thank you for.
That one's gotta keep us on our toes.
All right, all those in favor of adjourning? 500. Thanks all. Good to see you.
Okay, Carol, I'm gonna need some.